welcome to this episode of CT Tech Talks. We're really excited to have one of our partners on with our Midwest sales team, Raf and Bryan. They represent our sales over the Midwest. They're a dynamic duo. We've had them on CT Tech Talks before. They're great. So we're really excited to bring their partner, Jason, into the mix, and I'll let them introduce themselves. Jason, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, hi. I am Jason Barthman, and I work for an MSP. So we provide multiple different technical services to a number of different customers in the financial industry.
Awesome. And Raf and Bryan, introduce yourselves again. That'd be great.
Yeah,
absolutely. Sorry, right. Rafael Renteria. I'm the director here at Call Towers, working alongside with Bryan. So been here 6 years.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bryan Green. I'm director of channel sales for Call Tower. I support Jason and his team and basically cover the Midwest. So thanks for putting this together, Madison, and look forward to getting started here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited because we want to bring our partners into, what it's like to work with Call Tower, what it's like when you bring an opportunity to us, how the experience works, how implementation goes. So we brought Jason on here to, talk about the success with our team and dive into what he experienced. So we're really excited. And Jason, just to, kick off the conversation, why did you bring your recent opportunity to Raf and Bryan? How was Call Tower a good fit?
Yeah, thanks. We were using, along with our customers, using a different cloud-based solution for telephony, and we had already had Teams, and we were licensed fully for Teams Phone, and so we decided to make the change and move over from that other cloud-based platform over to just using Teams. And so starting down that journey, we did quite a bit of research on companies that could help us in that journey. And so we had heard a lot of good things about Call Tower. We talked to a few people that had used Call Tower, and really that was it. I had reached out, and it just kind of blossomed from there. And it's been a really, really good journey, which I'm sure we'll get into the details of here.
Absolutely. And can you tell us a little bit, what was the vertical, and dive into a little bit about that? I know, Call Tower altogether, our verticals are all over the place this year in a good way. We're really breaking into different fields. So can you tell us a little bit of information about that?
Yeah, so the company that I work for, we're a fintech company that provides managed services to our customers, and all of our customers at this point are in the financial industry, banking, in other words. And so that was really the focus for all these, and we've gone through this now, this transition. We're actually on our 5th customer now, moving them off of that the previous cloud-based solution over to Teams with Call Tower.
That is super awesome. That's so exciting to hear. Not just one success, but multiple success. So I'll throw it over to, Bryan and Raf. When you met with Jason and, you did these demos, discovery calls, what did you guys see in the opportunity that, our solutions aligned with the project goals and requirements, and what you guys came up with in the end?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take that one, Raf. Madison, to answer that question, Jason and I had, some really good calls at the beginning. And as he was saying, they were familiar being in an MSP working in the Microsoft arena, right? And obviously they were educating their clients on the power of Microsoft and those tools and resources. So really what they were looking for is a solution that would fit into the customer's, experience, right? If they're comfortable with Teams, they're using Teams, instead of content shifting back from Teams to another UCaaS platform, let's just stay native in the environment. Let's get the end user adoption high. Let's simplify it. People are using Teams for chat, collaboration. Now let's just empower them and making that their phone system. So that that was a big need for Jason's clients. But then also from the administration standpoint, being an MSP, those users will a lot of times come to Jason for support, right? And so one of the big things was Jason's team is familiar with the Teams Admin Center. They're familiar with the Microsoft suite of products. So they didn't want to be tied to another UCaaS platform where their support staff would have to learn a different UCaaS platform, administrative platform. They could go right into Teams and serve their end users better by making those quick changes on the fly. So having that true native experience was something that was very, very important with Jason. So we kind of talked down the path of leveraging Microsoft Teams. Some of the other things that Jason had and I had talked about is Jason had explored the option of maybe going with Microsoft directly. And one of the things that they were also looking for was just that white glove implementation, being able to have a project manager work with them on a day-to-day basis, being able to have redundancy to the phone system if Microsoft was ever going to experience an outage. Also, things like adding SMS texting, that was also very big. So Call Tower could check those boxes, and that was another good positive for Jason and his team as well.
And of course to add those analog devices as well, right? There's people always need those fax machines are still out there and everything else, so people integrate those as well.
Yeah, that was my next question. We have a bunch of integrations. I wanted to know if we had any unique insights or integrations that were crucial to the success of this case. And so that's awesome to hear that, in fact, it was, because those are really important. Those SMS, the fax, like you said, people still use the fax. So really great to hear that our integrations make us still stand out.
Yeah, another one I think that we maybe even missed was the SIP lines. That was huge for us as well, to be able to have the ability to have a small handful of SIP lines sit in the Call Tower platform. We used that for a couple of our rooms, our conference rooms that don't actually have a PC or any real hardware that's running the room. So yeah, that was crucial. That was a crucial need that was met.
And then, Jason, how would you, describe, clearly, you like working with the Call Tower team because we've done more than one opportunity with you. But how would you, describe what it's like working with us? The communication, teamwork, implementation, all the in-betweens that all partners kind of want to know about, not only just the solutions and what we offer, but what the road looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of start in the beginning, right? So Bryan and I started talking very, very early on, as we talked about, and that those communications were great. There was a lot of really good back and forth. I probably brought maybe too many questions to Bryan, right? But he was always happy to answer, right, and help me because I previous to this I hadn't gone down this avenue at all, right? And so there was a lot I just needed to learn up front. So those communications on that end of it, the front end, were great. I couldn't have asked for more. At a particular point then, right, just naturally through the project, I started to work more with the project manager, and the project manager, it was great because like I said, we've gone through 5 and we've had the same project manager for each and every one of those, which was great. It wasn't like, let's put in a new project manager, there's a new learning curve, right? It was all through and through the same one, which was great. We meet on a regular cadence with him weekly, and there's a number of emails that had gone back and forth where I had questions about particular things within each project and each cutover. He was so timely in getting back to me. It was just, I truly felt like he was part of the team, my team, right? The company that I work for. So it was great. He was just an extension of it. We're actually still in the middle of it. We're doing the last one right now, so we're still in a lot of communication with one another. Excuse me. Another piece I wanted to mention, which I've found just to be outstanding, was the training. So part of what we enrolled in with Call Tower was end user training. And so the setting that up and scheduling it is Call Tower's made that extremely easy. But even more importantly, the trainer, he has done all the training for our customers to this point, because the first session we had with him as the trainer was our first cutover, and he was outstanding. And so I requested specifically that he be the trainer moving forward for the rest of them. And it's great because he has been. And yeah, I can't speak highly enough on that as well, that training piece is, because I mean, anybody who's listening, right, we all know getting the end users trained is a crucial part of this whole thing. We can talk technology all day, right? But unless you're getting the end users trained in the correct way, the project will be seen not in a positive light. So anyway, overall it was great.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that. And I guess just my last question to wrap it up for Raf and Bryan here. This has been such a success. Any lessons learned from this partnership that you're applying to other opportunities, other deals, other partnerships?
I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, it's really, customizing solutions, right? And I think this one, because it was more, this last customer I'm thinking of is basically a vertical. You start taking what somebody does in that certain vertical and applying it to others as well, right? That are in the same vertical. So you can almost use that reference, like, hey, we have this customer and this is how they do it. Typically, they're going to be in that same type of environment. And with Teams, it just makes sense. There's always that part in Microsoft Teams. Is it ready? Integrations. You heard Jason talking about SIP lines, right? SIP lines, SMS. There's all of these things. But in that vertical, they're going to want the same features, right? More than likely they will. So, I mean, that's one thing that I think that we all kind of took away is why not go after that type of vertical? They're going to need pretty much the exact same solution. Really would just be a successful onboarding with another new client. So, something that we could do here at Call Tower. But Bryan, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think you said it great, but I think it really, some of the other lessons that you can learn is just hearing what really works well, and make sure that you also communicate that to your team as well, and let them know the feedback. That's always good to get positive feedback, just across the board, because it's a team effort, right? From the beginning of the sales cycle all the way through post support as well too. So Call Tower over here, we really pride ourselves on being a team that looks at each customer and really appreciates the partnerships that we have with companies like Jason, but we appreciate the customers that they bring to the table as well too. So I always like to hear the positive feedback and talk about that with my team, because it really is a team effort from like I said, from beginning to end. So so that's always good to hear. These positive outcomes are great.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much. Jason, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story with Call Tower. We really appreciate it. And hit subscribe if you're listening and you want to learn more about how you could partner with us. If you have an opportunity, reach out. We're happy to help you, and I'll help connect you to the right regional channel director. So thank you, Raf, Jason, and Bryan for joining us today.
Thank you.